Hi, it's me, Rasheed Ogunlaru, coach, speaker, and author, and welcome to the July episode of Catch the Coach, your newsletter for inner fulfillment and meaningful progress. And this issue, I want to talk about energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. And I have a saying that everything is energy, use yours wisely. It's how we find ourselves in the world. There is energy all around us. It's actually been a hot time at the moment in the summer here. It's so evident about the energy, life's energy, the sun's energy. But also sometimes we find ourselves in a place where we might have all sorts of challenges. What's our level of energy, personally, physically, vocationally? And how is it that we're treating people, our relationships, they also are energy. And of course, how we nourish the body, it's all about energy. Sometimes what can happen is that life can become very, very complex and complicated. We get caught up in the mind. We're more mind heavy. We're more mind heavy. And that often ends up taking a toll on the physical body. And often then there's ramifications, implications, affectations on every body that we come into contact with. So this thing about our energy is so important. Practically speaking, in some ways, the starting point for us in terms of our energy and awareness of our energy starts off with our breath and with our heart beating. So what we need to do in a way is, for a moment, and we're going to touch on things in terms of mind, body, and spirit, three realms in which we actually have energy, that there is energy. What I want to do to start off with is to take us back to something which is so simple, but it is the starting point. It's where we first have this experience. It's with the breath. You know, there's times when you find yourself that you're out of breath, or you're exhausted, or everything is tight, or you're really tense and you're worried, and there's an anxiety. The opposite is where you're really at peace and where you're rested. And it's interesting that even that when you're asleep, the breathing continues. So the breath is the thing that's there constantly. So let's first of all check in with that. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Just pause. Just pause for a moment. No need to swipe this way or that way, or to click on this or to click on that, or to do this. No, just to pause, make yourself comfortable. You might want to put a hand on the tummy. The breath actually comes from the diaphragm. We sometimes get caught up here. Make yourself so comfortable, plant your feet on the ground. Just breathe in nice and deeply through the nose. Fill up the whole chest, hold, let it go, breathing out. Nice deep breath in, hold, then let it go, kindly, gently, peacefully. Breathing in, nicely, deeply, greedily. Hold. What are all the things that you're holding on to that you don't need to anymore? Now just let it all go, mindfully, peacefully, gently. Breathing in deeply and becoming inspired now. The inspiration, the breath, hold. Now we're going to let it all exhale, let it all out. Carry on breathing deeply, consciously, in awareness. Hold. And let it go. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in nicely, deeply, slowly, consciously, through the nose. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Now we can let it all go through the mouth. gently, peacefully. How was that? Let's now, whilst we're there, whilst we're here, let's just do a check-in with your body. How are you feeling? We've talked about the breath. Now let's become aware of the body. Notice again, we're often caught in the mind. How is your body doing? Just gently check in. How's the head? You might want to close your eyes again. Just let it be calm, let it be peaceful, nothing to worry about, nothing to get caught up in thinking about. It's the head, the neck, the shoulders. The shoulders can carry a lot of tension. You might want to kind of swiggle them around. The shoulders, the back, keeping the back as straight as you can, being awareness of it, the spine. The arms, let the arms relax. No need to push, pull, or grab. Let them just be. Maybe you might want to shake down the shoulders, let the hands just rest, maybe on their legs. The arms and the hands, let them rest. The belly, the abdomen, all the vital organs, the reproductive organs, just being really mindful. Breathing, continuing to breathe, being aware of any tension. Let's continue our journey. Continue with the legs, the hips, the glutes, the lower of the legs, all of the legs, every part of the body, the lower body. And just letting the legs, all the parts of the legs, just relax. Just relax. The backs of the legs, the fronts of the legs, the knees, right down to the ankles and the feet. Just relaxing. Just being at peace. Just being grateful. Energy. What might need attention? Maybe notice that maybe the tummy's grumbling. Maybe it's time for something to eat. Maybe you become aware that you need the energy of the fuel for the body. How have you been eating? Have you been eating in a balanced way? So let's pause and let's breathe again. So let's come back to the center. Let's come back to our theme, how everything is energy. So I think the first thing is to become aware of now is that we become aware of the body. Now we need to become aware of the surroundings around us. Your home, where you're living. If you're fortunate to have a house, a home which you live in. The environments around you, where you live. The planet that we live in. To be grateful for it. Knowing that you're part of this whole ecosystem, you're part and parcel of it. You're part of it when you're in the world, when you move there into the world, and actually even as you are here now, and you're the parcel of it. The parcel of it, life expresses itself through you. You're part and parcel. Sometimes you're the parcel through which life expresses itself. And sometimes you're part of the parcels of the whole experiencing of life. So you're part of this whole big world and this whole greater cycle and all of the cycles. Energy. I want to talk about three things very briefly. Attention. That's where we started. Attention. Where is your attention? Actually, I want to start with awareness. Because in order for there to be attention, we start with awareness and awareness. Oh, we are bringing our awareness to ourselves. And then we brought attention to the body as we did that check-in. So first we are aware. Then what is it that requires our attention? This is where the energy comes into it. What is it that requires your attention? Maybe it's your relationship to yourself. I meet so many people rushing around trying to do this and this and this. You must start your attention with yourself. And then there might be others that you need to support. Your kids, your family, your friends, your neighbours, your extended family, your colleagues, whatever, whoever is in your life. First, we need to be aware. How am I doing? How are they doing? Which relationships need attention? Starting off with myself. So awareness, attention. And with attention, I want to put hand in hand with that action. What requires action? So again, I'll invite you to close your eyes. What is it that actually requires attention in your life? You might even want to go back a step. How are you feeling aware of yourself, of everybody else, of those around you, of where you're at? What requires now your attention? Don't get caught up overly in this huge list. What right now, in this moment, and then perhaps today requires attention? What requires action? This can be a really good technique the times when you just become overwhelmed. Pause, breathe, recenter, regroup. Nourish the body. Come to the space of gratitude. Here I am, I'm alive today, the heart is beating. Is the mind actually clear? Because we can need mind, body and spirit all to be attuned, in tuned. So awareness, attention, action. In that movement, you may immediately find that one of the things that comes to mind, the first that should come to mind is always gratitude. But then what should come to mind is also acceptance. Are there things that you need to accept? Oh, this is how I am today. These are the things I'm concerned about. These are the things that which need care. These are the things I need to be mindful of. These are the things I don't know. These are the things that are changing. Okay, what with those requires my attention? What requires my action? And can I just be accepting of myself, of somebody else? So that your energy, you're in flow with that. You're not in a resistant state. And even where there is resistance, if we're able to use that mindfully, okay, I'm not sure about this, I've been struggling with that, aha, then we're in flow with it. Now let's talk about intention, awareness, attention, action, and intention. When things, well, either when you're starting things, ideally, or if you find yourself in the middle of something, personally, professionally, work-wise, relationship-wise, at home, whatever, what's your intention? What's your intention? Now, it's interesting. If you sit with the word, are you, first of all, in tension, the strain? Oh my God, this, I'm struggling with my boss, I'm struggling with this person's a nightmare, this is difficult, this is, aha. It's possible that we start in tension. So that there's an energetic battlefield going on here. There's a real resistance. I have a saying, there are no guarantees in life, no certainties in life, just the ever-flowing river of life. In that awareness of flow, that awareness of life, that we're coming and that we're going, that all the different seasons are shifting and changing personally, naturally, the natural order of things in that way, we can then move in a different way. We can move in far more flow rather than in resistance. We can actually be part of that river. So, are we in tension? Are we fighting? Are we battling? It's good to note that then sometimes, okay, this seems to be a struggle for me. But then what's your intention? How is it you're showing up? To show up with kindness, to show up with compassion, to show up with love. That's always the invitation, energetically. The energetic invitation of life, the thing that will really enrich you in terms of energy, the thing that will really enrich you in terms of your experiencing here on this planet, in everything that you do, in every single relationship that you have, in the career that you have, in the business that you run, in every single meeting with everybody who you meet. What's my intention here? And can I be compassionate to myself, to the other, to life itself? That's the invitation. I think I want to leave that there in terms of energy. I want you to sit with that. I want you to be mindful of that. I want you to, however it is for you, I want you to sit with that. You might already be quite a spiritual person. You might be religious. You might be a humanist. You might be agnostic. You may be atheist. It's immaterial in many ways. How are you showing up? How is it that you're showing up? What's your intention? What requires attention? What may require action? And then finally, sometimes it's about us being still and centered again, just to regroup, in the same way that rest may be calling you, or that sleep may recall you and refresh you and recharge you and recenter you and rewire you and re-enable you. Remind. So I want to invite us just to be still one last time. Breathe in, deeply, greedily. Hold. What's all the things you're letting go of? You need to let go of all that negative energy, however one might label it, that challenging energy. Breathe it all out. Breathe new energy in. Breathe it in, fill up the lungs like the trees are filling up. The trees are taking a lot of the toxicity. Wonderful, they let out oxygen. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. What are you holding on to? Let it all go. Breathe in fresh energy. Hold. Let it go. Notice the mind is more clear, it's more calm, it's more centered. Become aware of this beautiful thing that's beating up. And my invitation is to show up from that. Embrace the gift of inner success that you already are, that you're already here, you're already complete. The question is then, how is it you're going to show up? How is it you're going to sing your song? How is it going to take care of yourself as best you can in this moment? Things may be very challenging. It might just be about pausing and breathing, resting, sleeping, giving yourself 5 minutes. Be aware. Be attuned. Be intentional. I want to thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. And I hope that this exploration of energy, and then we've not even gone into the magical energy that we can then experience when we are then present. I had an extraordinary just meeting with somebody I'd never met before, who was coming to stay here at my downstairs neighbour's house. And we were just having this beautiful conversation, and all of a sudden we were talking about everything because we were both present. I was aware that there was somebody who was going to be coming to the house, might need to make sure if they can get into the house and everything, that okay, and that they needed to know their way immediately around. And because we both showed up in awareness, there was wonderful energy, and we were able to have a wonderful, rich connection as traveling human beings, co-traveling human beings of this one experience. And that's the invitation every single day with everybody. Is it that some of your relationships are going to require a reset? To meet them with kindness, with a warmer energy. I was saying that more often than not, the energy which you encounter will be the energy that you show up with will be the energy in which you encounter. Won't always be the case, but what's the energy you're showing up with? Energy is potent. It is powerful. Just like you sometimes need to turn the lights on, the switches are on in your home. Sometimes you're going to need to turn on the light and open up the heart. What I call open heart surgery. On that note, you've heard it here first. Look out for Evolved Heart, evolvedheart.co.uk, which is going to be a new space. And I'm just sitting with, at the moment, what Evolved Heart will be. For me, it's an invitation, a place to check in. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. This has been a long episode, 20 minutes. I hope that you find this soothing, perhaps energizing, re-energizing, calming. There's many different ways in which the energy might flow for you. Maybe it sparked something in you. Maybe it's reminded you, reconnected you, recentered you. I want to thank you, sending you so much love, best wishes and kindness and of care for you and for everybody else that we share this planet with. Take good care. All the best from me, Rasheed. Bye-bye.